Chris Paul's tenure in Houston is over after 2 seasons. He delivered this message on his Instagram account saying he's so thankful to the city of Houston for all their generosity and kindness towards his family and himself for the past few years. He's truly blessed to have amazing fans who continue to support him throughout his career. He's excited to be joining Oklahoma City next season. Let's stop it right there. How y'all doing? I am yours truly, Mr.Taliaferro. We don't need to go any further than that with this message. That last line was the most important, the reason why this video is even happening. I'm excited to be joining the Oklahoma City Thunder. That line would not happen unless Chris Paul has talked to Sam Presti or someone within that OKC organization, and he realized that though a trade to Miami is probably somewhat still possible, it's no longer probable. And the chances of Chris Paul starting the 2019-2020 NBA season in Oklahoma City are just becoming more likely, right? There's just not a lot of trade suitors for a guy who's going to make over $40 million in the remaining 3 years left on his deal. There's just too much time on that deal. Chris Paul would literally have to buy out, literally just take $15-20 million to buy himself out, get rid of that whole contract. Nobody does that in the NBA with all that guaranteed money. He ain't doing that. He's just going to have to suck it up and live with playing with a non-contender. Maybe a team at the trade deadline, you see what the market's like. Maybe a team who loses their point guard, who's in championship mode. Like, I don't want to jinx anything. Let's say Ben Simmons goes down. Maybe the Philadelphia 76ers would make a move for a veteran point guard and just go way over the luxury tax just to try to win that season. Or I don't know, there's a team out there that maybe will lose their point guard midway through the season. It happens every year, right? Maybe there's a team out there that'd be willing to take on Chris Paul's big time contract at some point in the season. But to be honest with you, in all likelihood, I think for at least next year, Chris Paul is going to be stuck in Oklahoma City. Miami wanted a new point guard, but they wanted Russell Westbrook. They did not just want any point guard, any old point guard. They wanted a 30-year-old Russell Westbrook who, though has a lot of mileage on that body and has a contract similar to Chris Paul, people still around the league believe Russell Westbrook still has some all-star level basketball left inside of him. In regards to Chris Paul, his days of being an all-star are 9 times out of 10 over, especially in the Western Conference. And his better basketball, a lot of people believe, is behind him. Ain't nobody taking on his contract at 34 years of age, all right? There's no benefits. He's not younger than Russ. He don't play as hard as Russ. He's not injury prone like Russ. What are we doing here, right? Like, Chris Paul's going to start this year off in OKC, and the Thunder probably have some type of under-table agreement. You know, if the deal makes sense, we'll be happy to ship you at any point when a deal makes sense, whether it's December of this year or March of 2021. When it's time, we'll ship you out, or we'll buy you out, or we'll trade you, whatever it makes sense. We'll get rid of you when it's beneficial to both sides. Right now, there's no other teams out there willing to take on $40-some million in cap room. Again, maybe February trade deadline there is. I doubt it. Maybe February of 2021 there is. I doubt it. At some point, I think after the 2021 season, though, I think Chris Paul will agree to a buyout with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's how he moves on with his career. Maybe at the age 36, 37, have one last chance at being a starting point guard on a really, really good team, or maybe a backup on a really, really good team, and then going after a championship that will likely still be chasing his first, because I don't see the Oklahoma City Thunder getting anywhere close to the playoffs this season. Thank you guys so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. How do you think Chris Paul will fit in Oklahoma City? I actually don't think he'll be a necessarily bad fit. The problem is they don't have any other talent around him, and he can't stay healthy. So we'll see. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
All the kids, they are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
Mr.Taliaferro. Mr.Taliaferro.
Mr.Taliaferro.
Mr. Taliaferro.
Shout out to Mr.Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr.Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV. Here with the Triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.